Hi there, Eric. Hey, congratulations. It looks like, according to the current results, you're going to make top two. You have 15%. Richard Pan has 65%, the incumbent, and he's in first place. 93% of the precincts have been reported. It's not official, but it sounds like you're pretty close to shooing for second place, and you've made the general election. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Michael. We're excited.
Yeah, that's great. I feel like I've been with you from the beginning. I remember meeting you first at a healthcare rally, the um, lobby day with Nina Turner, and I've seen you several times advocating for the homeless at the city council. You're a huge advocate for the homeless and human trafficking. We've actually done a video on human trafficking on a panel. Tell us about tonight and how you did it, how you were able to accomplish it as an NPP candidate for State Assembly District 6.
Well, we put in the most work, the most, grassroots work. We did a lot of door knocking. I did a lot of personal door knocking myself. And so I just spoke to a lot of voters and spoke to them about how I'm publicly funded, how I'm independent. So I don't have party ties or corporate ties. I'm only beholden to the public. And I spoke to them about the issue of homelessness mainly, how I go down to city council and speak about the need for public bathrooms and public housing and trash cans. And a lot of people agree with that. Homelessness is the #1 polling issue in the district. So people were ready to jump on board with someone that brought solutions. And, a lot of people out there have the same idea. They have these same ideas. They say what I say. They say, hey, look, for instance, look at all these empty buildings we have all over town. Why can't we start using some of these to house human beings? That's something I bring up at city council all the time. So people, first of all, were just excited to see a candidate at their door, which is very rare these days. And second of all, they liked what I had to say, and they agreed, and they've had the very same idea themselves. So it was just going door to door and talking to the people. We also collected nearly 1,000 signatures during the signature gathering process, and no other candidate in our race did that. Every other candidate, including the incumbent, only got the required 40 signatures, and we got nearly 1,000. So that gave us a good, base of support, one would say, and got the name out there even more so. So, yeah, we're really excited, and it looks like we're in there. The other two candidates are hovering around 10%, and we're around 15%. So, and we got 93% of the vote in there. So it looks like we did it, and we have all the way till November to take out PAN. And what I've been saying so far is the anti-PAN vote is split amongst these last three candidates. So if you think about it, those 10% of votes that went to the Libertarian and the other Democrat, they should be going to me next round, because there's a lot of anti-PAN, thoughts going around out there, because he deserves it, frankly. So yeah, we're very excited, and thank you for having me on, Michael.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Like I said, I feel like we've worked, or we've been there from the beginning. So did you have a lot of people backing you up? So did you have like a big, good team canvassing for you and phone banking for you? Or do you think a lot of your popularity came from your speeches at city councils?
I think speeches at city councils were a good way to get the name out there initially. My wife, we got married in March. She's also my campaign manager, and she was a huge helper, and she door knocked herself. She's been wonderful. We do have some really strong supporters as well. A man named Paul Guevara, he he rode around on his bike, and he must have door hung at least 500 door hangers in the last couple of weeks. We have the endorsement of the Family Rights Party, which is a new party, and they came out and helped us out with door hanging as well. We have a fair amount of supporters just to door hang, and they helped collect signatures as well. some people that were able to donate to the campaign and allow us to buy yard signs and post those around. And a lot of people actually did their research when they voted, and they saw that, I'm a progressive, publicly funded candidate, and I'm not corrupt like Richard Pan, and I'm working on the homeless situation, which is the #1 situation. I'd also like to thank, Dan Adderhold. Dan Adderhold is a homeless advocate that helps clean up the river, and he's got a group of homeless folk that actually go around clean up the river. He introduced me to that effort to clean up the river, and brought me down to the river to meet some of the people down there. I like to think I got the homeless vote. A lot of homeless folk came out to vote for me, and that was big as well. I have friends on every spectrum. There's a man named, what's his name? John Betchell. John Betchell. He's a more conservative type, actually, and he helped me, kind of put together a strategy to speak about homelessness more than anything else. He informed me of how homelessness is the #1 issue, and he's helped me out too. So we've got people from all wakes of life and all sides of the spectrum supporting us and supporting me, and and we got Republicans, we got Democrats, and we got Green Party, and we got Peace and Freedom. We got the endorsement of Peace and Freedom. So we have all these different people uniting against a corporate candidate like Richard Pan.
That's excellent. So you have the endorsement of the Sacramento Greens, and you have the endorsement of the Yolo County Greens. What was your strategy to get support from the conservative side?
Well, one thing that helped us out was actually there was no Republican on the ballot. So that was a good talking point. And frankly, a lot of people are ready to vote independent, and a lot of people despise Richard Pan for several reasons. And again, the homelessness issue is #1, and Republicans see it, Democrats see it, and to have a guy like me that's coming to someone's door is actually a big deal for Republicans as well. And when they heard that I was a homeless advocate, and they heard some of the solutions that I brought that they agree with, public bathrooms is a common sense no-brainer for all of us, not just the homeless population, but for everyone. They're ready to vote and on board and get a Democrat out of there, hopefully. So it wasn't that hard to sway Republicans.
Excellent. And so now you have a few months to work on gaining ground on Pan. And like you said, if the other 20% comes your way, you're not too far off.
Right.
What's your strategy going forward?
We're going to keep it grassroots, and we believe that we will get a lot more volunteers and supporters to come on board now that there's only one anti-Pan candidate left. And the plan is to door knock more, and get my face out there, and have a strategic door knocking, wave of volunteers across all these different districts. It's a huge district, but I'm looking at the amount of votes now, and there's actually not that many voters turned out. So we're looking to turn out unregistered voters and people that didn't show up for the primary as well. But if we got people door knocking, I have, I have a script. Not really a script, but a way to tell these volunteers how to approach things and how to push for my candidacy. Several things, as we know, publicly funded, advocate for homelessness and human trafficking victims, and it's pretty easy sell, honestly. At least when I'm at their door, and when my wife's experience, it's easy sell because just showing up is big for people. So I think the door knocking is going to be huge, and we will have more money because we are the last candidate against Pan. Pan has hatred coming at him from across the nation. It's not just California, and it's not just this district. I'm getting donations from across the nation, and that's partly because of his stance against healthcare for all, and that's also because of his SB 277 bill that mandated vaccines. And if children don't get their vaccines, they're pulled from public school. So it's very controlling, and a lot of people despise that one for sure. So it's a nationwide effort to remove PAN. So we're hoping to get donations from all over, and door knocking is going to be the main effort.
Okay, that's great. So this gives you two opportunities, obviously, to run to win the race in a general election, but it also gets you the opportunity to focus on an issue or issues and get those out. Is healthcare going to be the main issue that you're going to focus on in your general election campaign?
No, it'll be homelessness. It'll definitely be homelessness because that's the #1 polling issue. It's the issue closest to my heart, and it's the issue that is out there and in your face as a voter. They see it more and more, and homelessness is increasing. The cost of living in California is interconnected with that, and that affects all of us. So it will be homelessness that we're going to be talking about mainly. The common sense need for more public bathrooms is something that we're going to push and something we're going to show as a difference between Pan and I. I actually invited him to speak at a city council about the public bathrooms when public bathrooms was coming up on the agenda. He didn't show up. So he preaches that he's about public health and public safety, but he doesn't put it into action. So public bathrooms would clearly be for public health and safety. Also, just the fact that I'm publicly funded is something we're going to push as well. And of course, the human trafficking, the sad fact that Sacramento is a hub of human trafficking, according to the FBI, and how I've been, speaking about that issue. And the least we can do is speak about it. And hopefully, if I'm elected, I can do even more.
Excellent. Well, I'd like to thank you for the interview. I think that progressives are starting to line up behind each other, whether it's NPP, Greens, or Peace and Freedom. People on the progressive side hopefully will coalesce and support your campaign. And how about you go ahead and give us your website, and so how people can help you going forward and potentially donate to your campaign.
Great. The website is ericframeforsenate.org. You can donate on there. We're publicly funded, like I said, so any little amount is a big help because Pan has unlimited amount of corporate money coming his way. And that would be extremely helpful. So ericframeforsenate.org. Please come out and let me know. There's an email on my website as well. Let me know if you want to come out and volunteer and help door knock and speak to the people and educate the public about the issues that we face in this nation and in California and in Sacramento.
Excellent. Well, congratulations, Eric.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. You're right. We've been in this so long together, and we're still going.
Yeah. I hope we take it all the way, and you're giving a victory speech in November.
I hope so too.
We'll do another interview then.
Yeah, we will. You'll be the first one too.
Right on. Thanks, Eric.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.